I think you can clearly understand what I have taught you this much time. We have seen different numbers. First one is natural number, which are counting numbers. It starts from 1 and goes till infinity. The next comes whole number. Whole number is nothing but 0 added with natural number gives you whole number. And the number line is represented as 0 to infinity. Next come integers, which is nothing but negative numbers plus whole numbers. And this is its number line. And next comes rational number, which is integer and fractions together. The definition is a number which is of the form p by q, where p and q are integers and q not equal to 0. Is a rational number. These are its examples. I told you that there are two kinds of rational numbers. One is terminating. Next one is non-terminating and recurring. And these are the examples that I have shown and the number line for rational number. Next comes irrational number. Next comes irrational number, which is non-terminating and non-recurring. And these are the examples and the number line for irrational number is shown. Good morning, children. We have seen till irrational number in the previous video and its continuation will be seen today. Next comes real number, which is denoted by capital R. Real number is nothing but rational number together with irrational number, which is real number. Let me explain clearly. First, what we have seen is a natural number which starts from 1 and goes on till infinity. The next one is whole number, which includes 0. Here we have 1, 2, etc. With this natural number, we have 0, which is whole number. The next comes integer, which is represented by capital Z. These integers will have negative numbers together with whole number, which is integer. The next comes rational number, which is this integer together with fractions, that is rational number q, which is of the form p by q. All these are rational numbers, that is rational numbers consists of all these numbers. Irrational number is apart from rational number. Irrational, which will not be joined here. We cannot add this irrational number in rational number because irrational number is non-recurring, that is non-repeating. All rational numbers are repeating if it is non-terminating. These rational number and irrational number together forms real number R, capital R. This is real number, what I have taught you here. I told you number system is divided into two as real numbers and complex numbers. So all these things we have seen is one comes under real numbers, which is of two kinds. One is rational, another one is irrational. That's all about real numbers. This real number, when represented in number line, it is called real number line. Real number line. 0 in the middle. Here comes negative numbers. Goes on. 1, 2, 3, goes on. Here you have natural number, which is 1 to infinity. then whole number 0 to infinity, integer minus infinity to infinity, rational number 1 by 2, 3 by 2, minus 1 by 2, etc. Even irrational number which is root 2, that is 1.4, root 2, 1.7, root 3, 2.25, root 5. So all the numbers we have seen, that is rational number and irrational number, are represented in this real number line, which is called a real number line. So real number consists of all the numbers, which you can call it as big package, which is written as minus infinity to infinity, and it consists all the numbers between. Okay, between 0 and 1 we have infinite numbers which are rational and irrational. These are real numbers. Next we will be seeing complex numbers, which are imaginary numbers. Till this we have seen about real number. Now we'll be seeing complex number. It is denoted by capital C. As I told you earlier, complex numbers are imaginary numbers. That is, they don't really exist. They are formed of imagination. Now the general form of complex number is A plus IB. This together is a complex number. Generally, complex number has two parts in it. First part is A, and the second part is IB. This first part is called real part. Second part is called imaginary part. A is called a real part because it will be a real number, and IB is called imaginary part because it has imaginary number I. I is called the imaginary number. For example, I'll tell you a complex number. Let us consider 2 plus I5. Here 2 is the real part as it is a real number. I5 is imaginary part. You have a real number 5 even in imaginary part, but it is together with I, which is a imaginary number. That is why this part is called imaginary part. And another example is 3 minus I6. I told you the general form is plus, that is A plus IB. Here we have minus, which means it is equal to 3 plus I of minus 6. That is, the number in the imaginary part is negative, which gives you 3 minus I6. Okay. When plus is multiplied with minus, it gives you minus. That is why it is 3 minus I6. Okay. Now coming to I told you I is the imaginary number. Okay. How can we say it as I? Where does it come from? As we have seen positive square roots in irrational number. This is an irrational number. I told you already. The answer will be like 1.414 something. Have you imagined what if we have a negative number inside square root? What will be its answer? Here comes imaginary number. The answer for this one is I. If we have a negative sign inside square root, it is considered as a imaginary number I. In case of root of -2, the answer will be which this can be written as root of -1 into root 2, because -1 into 2 gives you -2. So it is splitted and written as root of -1 into root 2. Now this -1 is written as, this root of -1 is written as I, and this root 2 is written as it is. So the answer for root of -2 is I root 2. The same for all other numbers. Root of -3 is equal to I root 3. This is how the imaginary number I originated. Now I'll be teaching you few more numbers apart from this number system. First comes even number. Even numbers are numbers which are divisible by 2. For example, even numbers are 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 and goes on. These are even numbers. Next comes odd numbers. The numbers except even numbers, the numbers which are other than even numbers are odd numbers. Other than odd numbers, other than even numbers. Which are 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, etc. Next comes prime number. Prime number is a number whose factors are 1 and itself. A number whose factors are 1 and itself are prime numbers. First, what are factors? Factors are numbers which are the exact divisors of that particular number. For example, let us take 6. The factors of 6 are 1, 2, 3 and 6. These are the numbers by which we can divide 6 exactly. So these are the factors of 6. When it comes to prime number, the factors of the prime number should be 1 and itself. For example, 2. The factors of 2 are 1 and 2. The factors of 3 are 1 and 3. Factors of 5 are 1 and 5. So the prime numbers are 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19, etc. Goes on. These are prime numbers. Next comes composite numbers. Composite numbers are numbers which are other than primes and whose factors are more than 2. They are composite numbers. For example, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, etc. We don't consider 1 either in prime and in composite number because 1 is neither prime nor composite. Next we will be seeing about coprimes. Coprimes will be considering saying two numbers as coprimes when the factors of those two numbers are only 1. I mean common factors of those two numbers are only 1. For example, common factors are only 1. For example, let us consider two prime numbers 5 and 7. The factors of 5 are 1 and 7. Factors of 1 and 5. And factors of 7 are 1 and 7. Here the common factor is 1. That is, then we can say 5 and 7 as coprimes. It is not necessary that only prime numbers will be coprimes. Let us consider two non-prime numbers, that is composite numbers 9 and 10, where 9 has the factors as 1, 3 and 9. 10 has the factors as 1, 2, 5 and 10. The common factor for these two numbers is 1 and hence 9 and 10 are coprimes. Next comes perfect number. Perfect number is a number whose sum of factors is equal to twice that number. That is, sum of its factors is twice that of the number. There are only few perfect numbers. They are 6, 28, 128, 496, etc. Let us check. The factors of 6 are 1, 2, 3 and 6. When we add these factors, that is 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 6 gives you 1 plus 2, 3, 3 plus 3, 6, 6 plus 6, 12, which is twice that of 6. That is, the result we obtained from adding all the factors of 6 is twice that of the number 6. Hence 6 is a perfect number. This is same for all other perfect numbers. You can check it by your own. That's it, children. And your homework for today's session is to complete the worksheet sent in group.